Good morning. My name is Zena Tucker. My pronouns are she and her. On behalf of this congregation, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the native tribes. Whether you have joined us online or you are here in our sanctuary, we are glad to have you with us in this sacred time we choose to be together. We are an open community of learning, caring, and justice making. You are welcome here, every part of you, just the way you are. Our congregation is served by our minister, Reverend Jamie Dingus. She is available by contacting the office for pastoral care and to answer questions about Unitarian Universalism, but only for a couple more days. She's heading off to sabbatical, and we have a plan to cover her duties while she's away, and we wish her very well on her sabbatical. If you are a newcomer, please sign our guest book in the foyer to receive our weekly email newsletter. In the foyer, underneath the name tag display, are hearing assist devices available for anyone to use who needs to use them today. Please take a moment to silence your electronic devices. If you have a joy, sorrow, or important milestone that you would like to share during our circle of candles and include it in the pastoral prayer, please write it on one of the white cards in the pew in front of you and place it in the offering basket. For community news, check our email newsletter, website, and paper insert for your order of service. This week we have the following additional announcements. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, and yes, UUCH, we do have a potluck next Sunday. So please take note, bring some food to share. You will see an email more about that from the board next week. Now I would like to invite Saoirse Carpenter to ring the singing bowl to help us enter into the service more deeply. Finally, having gathered in a shared quest for truth, meaning, and purpose, let us light our chalice with these words by the Reverend Tom Goldsmith. Symbol of light and knowledge, symbol of warmth and freedom. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith. Here we gather to celebrate hope and the infinite possibilities of love. And now let us enter into this morning's service more deeply with music for centering, followed by our thread song number 88 in the gray hymnal, Calm Soul of All Things.
counsel of all things make it mine, to feel amid the city's jar that there abides a peace of thine. I did not make and cannot mar.
Good morning, friends. Welcome in. My name is Reverend Jamie Dingus. My pronouns are she and her. And for the next, 72 hours, I serve you as the minister here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. And I'll be back after my 4-month sabbatical, and we'll serve you then again as well. I thank each of you for being here with us this morning, whether you've gathered in our sanctuary or you're streaming in live on YouTube. We are grateful for your presence. Let's center in with these words from Paul Vachon. As we come together, let us pause to take stock of the year now concluding. Its moments of happiness and hurt, its times of accomplishment and of failure, and its occasions of inspiration and of fear. We add these experiences to the tapestries of our years and look bravely toward a new horizon. And last night, our neighbors who celebrate Hanukkah lit the fourth night's candle. And today, in acknowledgement of this special celebration that comes to us from the Jewish tradition, we light the Hanukkah candles in wonder, joy, and gratitude, each candle a miracle. When the Holy Temple was rededicated at the time of the Maccabean liberation battle, only 1 day's worth of oil remained, and yet it burned for 8 days. And so we light the candles in remembrance, rededicating ourselves to the miracle of light in this dark season. Blessed are you, source of all, who brings moments of holiness to our lives through the ritual of lighting the Hanukkah lights. Blessed are you, source of all, who brings our attention to miracles from ages past to this very moment. Amen. And now I'd invite you to rise in body or spirit to sing our opening hymn. It's number 1066, which will be in that teal book, O Brother Sun. Mindful of the elements of nature and the wisdom that they offer as the year turns, let's sing together 1066.
Oh, brother sun, you bring us light and shining round the fiery night. Oh, sister moon, you heal and bless, your beauty shines and tenderness. Oh, brother wind, you sweep the hills, your mighty breath both freshens and fills. Oh, sister water, you cleanse and flow through rivers and streams, and ice and snow. Oh, brother fire, you warm a night with all of your dancing, colored of light. Oh, sister moon, you feed all things, your birds and all creatures, our skins and wings, whose blessed death you met, you hear, and take us to our God so dear. Oh, Lord of life, we give you praise for all of your creatures, for all of your ways.
Each week, Following our first hymn, we remain risen in body and spirit to sing our doxology, those words in English and in Spanish, and to speak together our words of aspiration. When we get to the words of aspiration, our tradition now is to turn and face one another, to speak these words as words of promise in community. Let's sing.
From all who dwell below the skies, let faith and hope with love arise. Let beauty, truth, and good be sung through every land, by every tongue. Dejaros bajo el gran sol, surja esperanza, fe y amor, verdad y belleza cantando, de cada tierra cada voz.
May love be the spirit of this church. May the quest for truth be its sacrament and service be its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another in fellowship. This is our aspiration. You may be seated. And now I'd like to invite forward our Director of Religious Education, Jess Zelaya, and any of our children and youth who are here this morning and want to come forward to hear our story and see the pictures just a little bit better. Come on forward.
You won't be able to see anything over there, Reese. Good morning. Today's book is Winter's Candle by Jaron Ashford, illustrated by Stacy Schubert. Nana Clover checked her list. Turkey, it's in the oven. Potatoes, peeled. Napkins, folded, just so. Candles, how could she have forgotten? Thanksgiving at Juniper Court without candles? Unheard of. Down she padded 3 flights to the super. Candles, Nana see? Asked Trev. He opened a drawer and handed her a lumpy stick of wax. It's not pretty, but it will burn. Nana Clover spread some pine cones and leaves around the frumpy candle. By the time her Thanksgiving guest arrived, the camp centerpiece glowed. Two weeks later, 2G was in an uproar. The Havdalah candle's not here, Nat yelled from the closet. In the kitchen, Mom sighed. I forgot to buy a new one, Ava's lip quivered, but then the stars will be out soon. Shah, it's not the end of the world, Grandpa told the Dissinger children. Ava, go ask a neighbor for a candle. Up Ivy clattered and rapped on Nana Clover's door, and down he clumped with a bumpy, drooping candle. Avi's brothers stared. That's not a Havdalah candle, Sam groaned. It's not braided. It has only one wick, Nat complained. It's not pretty, agreed Grandpa. But a candle is blessed by what it does, not by how it looks. It'll shine, and shine it did as Mom raised it high. Grandpa said the blessing to end the Sabbath. Avi held his hands to the light. They never had a Havdalah candle that burned so bright. 4 mornings later, it was 4D's turn for disaster. It's broken, Kristen wailed. Liv came running. 1, 2, 3, 4 candles on the St. Lucia crown, and the 5th one snapped in 2. Our cousins will be here any minute, said Kristen. How can I be St. Lucia with only 4 candles? Liv started to cry. No St. Lucia crown and no special St. Lucia breakfast. Girls, we have plenty of time, Mom reassured them. Kristen, go ask a neighbor for another candle. Down Kristen dashed 2 flights of stairs to the Dinzingers and came back with the funniest looking candle the girls had ever seen. Everyone will laugh at me, moped Kristen. But nobody laughed because Kristen carried in the teapot and the St. Lucia buns. The funny-looking candle gleamed brightly as the Star of Bethlehem. Winter came, snow fell, and presents were exchanged. The new year began, and in 5A it began with calamity. Jamila's got something in her mouth, Dante hollered. I don't think it's food. Dad scooped up the baby and stuck his finger in her mouth. A piece of wax, a bit of string. Oh no, Dante howled. Jamila ate the 5th candle for the Canara. Go see if the Ericksons have one, his sister Monte suggested. Down the stairs, Dante plodded and knocked on the door. You're lucky. We still have this one, Kristen said, and handed him the bedraggled little candle. But Dante didn't feel lucky. How could they talk about faith with that sorry thing? And it wasn't even the right color. But when Dad lit the stubby candle, the flames leaped and danced, inviting the other 6 candles to do the same. A few days later, the biggest snowstorm of the season, snow blanketed the front steps and made drifts in the windowsills. Then, just after nightfall, the electricity went out. Flashlight beams flickered in a few windows. In 5B, the newest family at Juniper Court huddled together in the dark. Their clothes were still in suitcases, their dishes were still in boxes, and Papa was somewhere in the city with a moving truck full of furniture. How will Papa find us? Nazarene asked. The streetlights are out. Papa won't find us, cried Farouk. There's too much snow. Of course he will find us, Mama said. Nazarene, go next door and ask the neighbors for a candle. We'll put it on the windowsill to light Papa's way. Next door, Dante scratched his head. I think there's one left from Kwanzaa, he told Nazarene. He returned with a lump of wax that looked like a fairy tale troll. Nazarene's mother lit the candle and set it on the windowsill. How's Papa going to see one little candle in such a big city? Farouk asked. But as they watched, the flames shimmered and grew. It glittered on the falling snowflakes until the dark street seemed spun with stars. Many blocks away, Papa slowly steered the big truck through the snow-covered streets. What did the sign say? Pine Street, Vine Street. But then Papa noticed the glow up ahead. Maybe someone there could give him directions. Papa steered left, and then right, and then left, closer and closer to the glowing light. Papa turned a corner and gasped. There in front of him, 5 stories up, shone a warm, welcoming light. He was home. Papa climbed the 3 floors, 4 floors, 5 floors, and then Papa's here. Nazarene and Farouk flew down the hall into their father's arms. Come see our new home, Papa, cried Nazarene. And look, everyone else is coming too. The little apartment filled with neighbors. Dante's family brought chairs and a folding table. Nana Clover made a bed out of blankets for Nazarene and Farouk. Trev bought a small heater. The Erickson girls and their mother made sandwiches, and the Dinzingers put a pot of soup on to warm on the camping stove. Everyone welcomed Nazarene and Farouk and Mama and Papa to their new home. And the gnarled little candle glowed so brightly in the window that when the electricity finally did come back on, no one even noticed. What did you like about that story? Yes, Saoirse. You liked the funny candles in the story? Yes.
I liked
You liked the bright light? The candle shone a bright light for everyone, right? Okay, we may now sing our children out.
As we leave this friendly place, love give light to every face. We are the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville, a proudly inclusive spiritual community. Together, we build a broader search for meaning, a bolder form of compassion, and a braver voice for justice. If you would like to support us with a monetary contribution, we would be grateful. Your generosity helps us to keep the utilities on, maintain our building and grounds, run our various ministries, pay our staff a fair wage, and support organizations that share our UU values. You can donate online using the QR code on the back of your order of service, or you can put cash or a check in the offering baskets. Completed Circle of Candles cards should also be placed in the offering baskets. You are invited to come forward during this time and quietly drop a stone into the bowl of water next to the ramp in honor or memory of what you hold in your heart. It is through your generosity that we serve our mission here at UUCH. With gratitude, we now receive the offering.
Friends, will you join me now for a time of meditation, reflection, and prayer? Spirit of love, join us in this time where we share the joys and sorrows on our hearts with those we trust in community. Carla Spriesterbach shares in joy that her son Chris is visiting with his 3 boys from Oklahoma. First time in 10 years. What a joy. Juniper Efemenko shares in joy that her rheumatology appointment was moved up from May to January, and she is so grateful and looking forward to getting earlier treatment for her chronic health issues. What a blessing indeed. Jen and Cliff Perry share in joy that their friend Chris Olmsted is cancer-free after having stage 4 stomach cancer. A miracle there. And a very special joy this morning that our dear ones Natalie Yulee and Alexander Chinigo have announced that they got engaged on the 26th. Very, very special. Congratulations to you both. What a joy to have so many special things to celebrate in this community. And as we hold those joys, we acknowledge that there are sorrows present with us as well. John Jeter wanted us to share this a few days ago. His grandnephew, Austin Evans of Bushnell, Florida, passed away at the age of 24. We hold John and his whole family in our hearts this morning. And amongst us, there are stories too tender yet to share, joys, sorrows, and all that in between. Let's take a moment of silence for all that. Spirit of life, abiding love, unending source of compassion, we honor what we have shared together in this time, and we honor that we are at the precipice of a change. And so I offer this prayer to you as I prepare to depart for sabbatical. So Spirit of love, be a companion to these precious folks as I go on sabbatical, and be a companion to me as I go and return. May they know the delight that comes when courage is kindled. May they experience health and comfort throughout this time. May my absence awaken in them commitment to service, a deepened sense of purpose, connection with each other, and yearning for spiritual growth. May my absence from this place awaken in me deepening purpose, a spaciousness unavailable otherwise, abundance in those parts of myself sorely depleted. Should any experience a worn soul, frayed nerves, or a bruised heart, may there be ready salve to soothe. Should any experience doubt or fear, may there be nourishment of the spirit and true companions of the heart to be found. May no one here know loss of job or home or loved ones. May no one experience trouble in this time away. May we all make room for that which we cannot predict or forecast or anticipate. Whatever may come our way, may it be gentle with us. Great Spirit of the universe, I offer this prayer for this place and these people. Let us breathe once more in shared silence, and let the silence held between us in this time deepen our fondness and our calling to serve our mission until we are together again. Blessed be, and amen. In response, would you join me in singing hymn number 1009, Meditation on Breathing?
When I breathe
have a reading for you by Beth Mulholland. Carry each other into the new year. In this new year, may we leave behind the weight of unfulfilled resolutions, of unrealized dreams, and of unrealistic expectations. May we unpack the heavy weight of stories that tell us we are unworthy or unlovable. May we remember that we each carry inside of us a spark of the divine. In this new year, may we carry kindness, gentleness, and hope that holds us through even the hardest days or the most daunting risks. May we carry the weight of memory that reminds us of who we are, the weight of spirit that reminds us of who we are still becoming. May we carry the seed of knowledge that teaches us that improvement and growth are not linear, but cyclical and communal. May we carry the wisdom to seek rest and connection, to lean into mutual care. May we carry the certain belief that when we have patterns of thinking and behaving that harm ourselves or others, we can seek resources that will help us move toward healing. May we carry the knowledge that happiness and success take many shapes, and one of those shapes is purpose. May we carry purpose lightly, trusting that it changes and evolves and surprises us. May we carry curiosity, wonder, and the ability to be surprised. This year ahead, may we carry space for all of our flaws, all of our longings, and all of our love, remembering that the truly daring adventure of life is not to be better, best, but to show up wholly, authentically, lovingly as ourselves. May we carry each other into this new year. Well, friends, happy almost New Year once again. 2024 is almost gone. With hope and celebration, with heartbreak and worry, with challenges met and new friends met too, this year has brought us and taught us much that we will need to carry with us. As 2025 begins, surely it will bring with us its own set of challenges and celebrations and lessons. I hope, friends, that this new year is kind to you. And as the world changes, in ways we would wish for, in ways we might not wish for, I hope you are kind to each other and to all you meet as a way to honor this new year. At its core, this is the time that we take stock of our lives. We take a deep breath, we reflect inward, and set intentions for the year ahead. I'm feeling particularly grateful this morning that this new year lines up with the beginning of my sabbatical. And so, as a part of my many goals and hopes for this time away, I'm setting some intentions or resolutions for both this new year and this sacred time of rest that I am embarking on. As I leave you, I share these resolutions, intentions that I hope will bring me joy and deeper wisdom for our years ahead. My first intention is to practice. Specifically, I want to practice something I already love doing: singing, meditation, cooking, sign language, not with the goal in mind of getting hugely better, not with pressure or stress at my heels, but because practice, the act of practicing, is itself a valuable thing that I'd like to get better at. The greats, be they musicians, writers, scientists, athletes, are great at least in equal measure because they practice, not solely because of some innate talent. Yet committing to practice is a challenge for a lot of us. Most of us who have tried to learn a new skill have found ourselves chafing against that practice part, right? It's fun to decide to have a new skill. It's great to tell other people about it and hear them praise you for thinking about trying that new skill. right? But the day in, day out commitment to sit down and practice eludes a lot of us. We resist the practice, the place where intention meets work. Knowing that this is something that challenges me, I want to commit to regular, consistent practice in hopes that through practicing, I'll start to get better at practicing. My second intention is to try something entirely new. Truth be told, I like what I like, and I tend to steer clear of things I haven't tried yet. Maybe a closed-minded way to operate in this world. And I know that that is no way to grow and deepen. As part of this time away, I'm hoping to try some new things. New foods, new activities, new ways of being and reacting in stressful situations, and maybe ice skating, because I don't know how to do that yet. And my hope is that through these new experiences, I will increase my capacity for new experiences and return to you more flexible, more resilient, more willing to try. And my third intention is to be present. Never easy in our future-oriented world, but I want to deepen my ability to live in the current moment. Author Jeff Foster writes, "Abundance is not the money you have in your bank account, the trophies on your shelf, the letters after your name, or the list of goals you've reached. Instead, abundance is your connection to each breath, how sensitive you are to each flicker of sensation or emotion. It is the delight with which you savor each unique moment, the joy with which you greet each day. It is knowing yourself as presence, the power that creates and moves worlds. It is the freshness of each morning unencumbered by memory or false hope. It is your rootedness in the present moment, knowing that you are always home, no matter what happens, no matter what is gained or lost. It is you, before every sunrise, fresh, open, and awake. And so I claim for myself that in this time, I will do my best to live in the present, to be aware of what is happening around me, and to be grateful for it. So these, dear friends, are my resolutions for myself, my intentions in my heart that I hope to live into, to practice practicing, to try new things, and to be where I am and be grateful for it. What are your intentions? What are your resolutions? What are you setting before yourself to find joy and accomplishment in this year ahead? What promises are you making about who and how you will live your precious life? I encourage you to reflect on this question, to think about it, perhaps discuss it when we get to coffee hour and share them with people around you. And if you're struggling with what to choose, allow me to share some suggestions. These are my resolutions for you, for UUCH, as you embark on this time of sabbatical. They might sound a little familiar. And so my first resolution for you is once again about practice. Practice practicing and practice love in everything you do. While I'm away, I hope you practice loving on one another through acts of service, words of affirmation, and time spent in community. We know that practice isn't always easy. Sometimes we resist and avoid it, but it is what makes us great. While I'm away, new people will cross our doorways. Meet them with love. New challenges will emerge before you. Solve them with love. Needs, new or old, will resurface. Practice sharing your love as a way to meet those challenges. May love be present in everything you do. My second resolution is for you to try something new. Know that as I leave this afternoon, I trust you. I trust each of you in this congregation. I trust the fantastic leaders who have stepped up to take charge while I'm away. I trust Reverend Ruth, who will be here next Sunday and will lead us through this time. I believe in your good hearts and your wise minds, and I know that anything you choose to try will be a worthwhile experiment, or at least a very good story. While I'm gone, I encourage you to try new things. Try out expanding our food ministry with the community with the new food pantry refrigerator that is in the works. Try out new types of worship. Try new fundraisers or new adult RE classes. This is a time of experimentation and exploration for you, just as it is for me. May you try new things with joy in this time. And third, be present to each other and our mission as a congregation. Your presence is what builds the relationships and the trust that make this congregation thrive. I encourage you to be present to the people around you, present to the needs of those who have less, present to our commitment to search for meaning and share compassion and speak up for justice. May you be courageous and deeply present in all you do. Beloveds, the new year is ahead, and this sabbatical time is ahead, and they are blessings for all of us. And no blessings come without their challenges. In this time, things will go wrong. Mistakes will happen. Things that are important might not be tended to in the way they most need. May we have forgiveness and flexibility and understanding for all that surely will go wrong. And in this time, I trust and believe that things will go so right, so unbelievably right. Things will make you proud and joyful and hopeful. May you stay present to these wins and celebrate them. And may we each grow and learn and change and explore and practice and try again, so that we might come back together, transformed and even more ready for the work ahead. Blessed be and Happy New Year. Our middle hymn is number 362 in that gray hymnal. It's called Rise Up, O Flame, and I'm going to encourage you to stay in your seats, stay comfy as we sing this together. And we're going to learn it now because we'll sing it again in a few minutes. And as we are singing, Zena is going to light our flaming deviled egg tray of fire communion lights.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show us to beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, as we mark the end of the old year, the start to the new, we use the element of fire and hold a ritual. A flame rising, a heat purifying, fire's innate power to warm and keep alive or burn and destroy makes it the symbol that we turn to in this time. The fire sparks and dances, roars and spreads. There is contradiction in the fire's power, a both-andedness that lends itself to this time. And there is contradiction in another year lived in community. So much was lost, so much was heartbreaking, so much was joyful, so much was good. Babies were born, and people fell in love, and people reached new goals. And some of us just got through, doing the best we could and hoping it was enough. In community, we hold the ambiguity, the contradiction of life. And in ritual, we hold this too. We take stock of who we are now and how we want to go forward. We ask ourselves, what can I leave behind? What can I let go of? What no longer serves to bring me to my deepest purpose? What is holding me back? I'd invite you to take a moment in silence to ponder what it is that you would like to leave behind in 2024. Now that we have reminded ourselves of all that we will leave behind, I'm going to invite you to come forward as you're willing and take a piece of flash paper from the golden chalice and drop it into our flame, allowing it to burn away. Praising the new and letting go of the old, please come forward now to release the flames you wish to leave behind. And as we move into this time of ritual, we're going to sing Rise Up, O Flame a few times through. Feel free to round it or add in harmonies. Feel free to change to a hum. Let us enter into this time of ritual where we release all that we will not bring with us into 2025. May what you have released into this fire be gone from you, your spirit ceased to be troubled by it. May you be relieved and renewed, mindful that love is more powerful than fear, that compassion is the key to community. May you go into 2025 with renewed hope and deep purpose and presence among each other. Blessed be. Amen. And now will you rise in body or spirit to sing our closing song with me? It's number 350, The Ceaseless Flow of Endless Time, in our gray hymnal. Let's sing together.
The ceaseless flow of endless time, no one can check or stay. We'll view the past with no regret, nor future with dismay. The present slips into the past, in dreamlight melt away. The breaking of tomorrow's dawn begins with a new day. The past and futures never meet in the eternal now. To break each day, nothing complete shall be our New Year's vow.
Let us take a moment to extinguish our chalice with these words. We darken this flame, but we remain an interdependent community. Go into the world, feeling the web of connectedness and ready to rekindle next time.
Well, friends, our worship service now comes to a close. I will be at the back of the sanctuary to greet you one final time before my sabbatical, and each of you are encouraged to stick around after the service for coffee and conversation. For now, let us leave this time of worship with these words. May awareness lead you on your way. May you always be where you are, free from the quicksand of the past and let loose from the imagined fires of the future. May you always hear the precious present calling you home. Amen. Blessed be. And let us go out singing our rite of community. Be thou with us, number 1039.